Hi, good morning. This is a tutorial on how to handle that situation where your designer doesn't give you all of the information explicitly in the form of dimensions or angles or whatever. Traditionally or historically, this would have been achieved by using a scale rule on the printed drafting that they gave us, or if you go even further back, on the hand drawing or on the blueprint or whatever that the designer has supplied. In our situation, we're getting away from that. We're going away from paper because we like saving the paper and, frankly, the time that it takes to go print the paper. But that means we need to use a different tool other than a scale rule to get the information that we need from the drawings that the designer has given us. So in our case, we're going to do that in AutoCAD, and it's actually surprisingly straightforward. So we're going to import the drawing that the designer has supplied into AutoCAD. This, by the way, is just a blank file. There's a couple of different ways to do that. You can do PDF import over here, which is under the Insert tab, or you could do an XREF. You can also bring that up by typing XREF, like that, and it brings up that same thing. You would go here and then attach PDF. My personal preference is to use the PDF import. I think it just looks a little bit cleaner, which is nice for me. So once you get into this window, you need to make sure that you're selecting the correct drawing. So there's nothing quite as frustrating as getting in here, doing all the things, and then you pick the wrong thing. So just make sure you know which page you're looking for. And then look at your options. I don't remember what the defaults are. They're probably something very similar to this. I'm going to uncheck true type just because I'm interested to see what it looks like. And then the rest of these, check them, don't check them. It'll just affect the way that stuff is imported into the drawing a little bit later. And it very much depends on what's on the drawing and what information you're trying to pull off of it. So for now, leave that at whatever the default is. I'm sure I have played around with this a bunch, and this is probably not the default anymore. But it tends to be fine. And if there's something missing, go back through and try to pick these a little bit more, judiciously. The ones that you definitely do need to have checked are vector geometry. That's anything that is a line on this page, and then raster images. If your designer has put an image, like on this sheet right here, this has images in it. If I were to import this without raster images checked, those images would not appear. So you make sure that you've got both of those checked. The other thing that you see here is this scale, and you can insert it already in scale. Like, let's say that if I know that this is in 1/2 inch, I might put 24 here. That's going to expand it by 24, a factor of 24, and put it automatically into the right scale. However, that isn't necessarily the easiest way to do that. So I just hit the wrong button. So I'm going to leave it at 1, and I can show you how to scale things later. So I'm going to select the correct page, click OK. Hello, there's the drawing. Lovely, we love it. All right, so here, there's something going on with my monitor. I'm going to figure that out later. I'm going to use DI, that's the distance tool. It's basically another way to do measurement, but it gives you X, Y, and then the actual line length at the same time, and I find that useful. And it's also like 2 letters shorter than measure. So I'm going to measure this thing here where I have this very clear dimension, so 10 feet, and I'm going to measure that. And down here, I see that it is 5 inches. So whatever is 10 feet is turning out to 5 inches, which makes sense because this sheet is in fact in 1/2 inch scale. So I could do the math and try to figure out how many, or just Google how many 1/2 inches are in a real foot or whatever. It would actually be Googling the scale factor, but don't bother with that. There's a way easier way to do that. So I'm going to start the scale command by typing scale. It's going to say select the object. It's going to be this object, enter again, and then I'm going to select a base point. And when I do that, you'll notice that I'm now able to scale it kind of freely. But you're probably saying, okay, but that doesn't actually help me because I need it to be a certain size specifically. That's when you type R, which is going to give you the opportunity to make a reference line. So what that means is you're going to select a certain length, and then you're going to give it the length that that line should now be when you've scaled it. So my new length is going to be 10 feet, like that. And now when I go in with my distance tool, I click there, and fantastic, it is in fact 10 feet. Okay, so that's the basics. And, you know, you can probably stop watching if you're good from there. But we have this thing, so it's probably good to talk about it. So something that you'll notice is that there aren't any dimensions here. There's no dimension on angle. There is a dimension here, so that probably means that that dimension is kind of important to our designer. You know, you've got dimensions here and here. So how then do we figure out what this stuff is? Well, our instinct says, well, why can't I just trace it? And like 9 times out of 10, you probably can just trace it and it'll probably be fine. But let's see if we can see what happens. One thing to note, wow, that doesn't line up. That's interesting. This is probably one of those places where you as a designer or as a technical designer are going to go, an 1/8 of an inch overhang, I'm going to get rid of that overhang because that's not important. That's what I would do. I would probably look at that and say, you know what, that looks like a place where they meant for it to be flush and it just isn't, and that's fine. So I've used my polyline tool to create this outline, and I could totally just start building framing in here. You know, I could start dropping 2x and whatever into this space. But something that you're going to want to pay attention to is any little like weirdness or difference. So I'm going to use my distance tool, and look at that. That is 5'2" and 25/32. Friends, no one wants to build to 25/32. No one. That's a 32nd off of 3/4 of an inch. That's going to be a 3/4 of an inch. Let's look at these angles. Right there, right there. 135. That's so nice. 135. Lovely. Great. We can do 135. Let's look at this one. I'm just going to restart that same command by hitting spacebar. And this here, right here, friends, 0.61 is a hard no. We can't build to that level of specificity. We're not sending anything to space. We can round this out, and we can do whatever we need to make this actually fit what it's supposed to fit. Which brings me to a point, and that is that sometimes, and particularly when sometimes it is okay to round things off, particularly when you're dealing with long distances. For example, a 32nd relative to 5 feet 2 3/4 of an inch is negligible. Just round it. If you're drawing something that is freestanding and your designer drew it at 2 inches and you need to draw it to 2 1/4 because of some other reason, draw it to 2 1/4. Like, keep in mind that the technical designer's job is to take the artist's or designer's vision, which they have communicated to you through this, and make it real in the space, taking into account the limitations and strengths of your specific shop and your specific situation and your budget. If this whole thing doesn't fit into one of those limitations or parameters, you need to figure out how to make it fit. And if you're not making any massive changes, you know, if you're changing an inch relative to 10 feet, let's say this was drawn at 10 foot 1 inch, just build it to 10 feet. It's fine. It's fine. If it's going to change the overall look, if it's going to change the way that that interacts with other things in the space, then you need to have a conversation. If it's not changing anything significantly or important, just round it over. Make the 10 foot 110. It's fine. I hope this has been helpful. If it hasn't, let me know, and I'm happy to hop on Discord. I should be in the office all day this week. And if not, you know, let me know. It's all good. Have a good one.